Here is every Pokemon that was first. Charmander was the first Pokemon ever revealed, being featured in the 1995 Famitsu magazine alongside Pikachu and Nidorina. Nidorina was the first Pokemon shown in the games, appearing in the opening battle against Gengar. Charizard was the first Pokemon shown in the anime, appearing at the very beginning of the original Japanese opening, which is different from the English version. Mew was the first Pokemon to have its name trademarked by Nintendo, with the filing happening 3 years before the name Pokémonsters, predated even the games themselves. Alakazam was the first Pokemon to appear on a trading card, since the base set was ordered alphabetically with Holo Rares, Pokemon, Trainer, and Energy cards. Ho-Oh was the first Pokemon to appear before its generation, showing up in the very first episode of the anime, 2 years before Pokemon Gold and Silver were released. Diglett is possibly the first Pokemon ever created, even predating Rhydon. Since the Pokemon Sun and Moon, a Game Freak NPC mentions drawing Diglett as a kid back in the 1970s. Rowlet is the first Pokemon recorded in a Pokédex, since Legends Arceus predates Pokemon Red and Blue. Lugia is the first and only Pokemon not created by Game Freak, since it was made by Takeshi Shudo for the second Pokemon movie, and wasn't originally planned to be in the games. Suicune was the first Pokemon to have its own theme music, featured in Pokemon Crystal. Tropius was the first event Pokemon distributed in a Cherish Ball, given out to promote the TV show Pokemon Sunday. Arceus is the first Pokemon in lore, having created the entire Pokemon universe. Magnemite was the first Pokemon to have its type change, from being a pure electric type to electric steel type in Generation 2. Rhydon was the first Pokemon programmed in the game with an index number of 001. And lastly, Poliwhirl was Red's first Pokemon in the Adventures manga, saving his life from drowning when he was just a toddler. But hey,